So we're going to talk about what happens to double vowel combinations when you have to add a pronoun onto the end of a verb that has a double vowel somewhere in it. So to start with, you need to remember that a, and o are strong vowels and generally overpower our weak vowels, which are u and e. So our most common combination is a strong vowel, one of these three, combined with a weak vowel. Those two are going to come together. They're going to make a diptongo, which is one syllable, one sound with two vowels. A common example of that would be our a-i combination. For example, cambiar. So the strong a overcomes the weak e, and together they make one syllable. So it doesn't matter the order, strong, weak, or weak, strong, but it's that double vowel in a row. So these two guys together form only one syllable, one sound, and that's called a diptongo. Now in the case of these combinations, a strong vowel plus a weak vowel with an accent mark on it, or two strong vowels in a row, those guys are going to they're called a hiato, and that's when they form two syllables and two sounds with the two consecutive vowels. So a combination of this would be the verb sonreír. The I is accented to give it enough strength to stand on its own. And a strong combination, not real common. You don't see it often, but there is one, and a pretty common verb, traer. So the A is strong and the is strong. So both of those are going to form two syllables. So this is a syllable and this is a syllable. It's a two-syllable word. And here also, sonreír is going to be split into two separate syllables. So here are three examples of three different types of verbs where you would want to, from time to time, put a pronoun at the end of a verb. A positive command, a verb that ends in an infinitive, and a verb that ends in the progressive participle, the andos or the yendos. So if we wanted to say study math, matemáticas would be our object. It's a direct object, so I would replace las matemáticas with las. And I would put it here in the end of our verb. So it would go right here. So the idea is that we want to maintain the original stress. So that's an important, maintain the original stress. So we want to figure out, okay, where was the stress before I put this loss on? So let's actually go ahead and look at this word. So estudia, our stress was here. Here was our last syllable, right? This was a one-syllable word because the u, e, and the a come together, and the u is here. And here we have estudialas. Okay? So our stress, if this is a rule follower, our stress was on the second to last. So we need to make sure that now when we add the las on, our stress is still on the second to last. But when we recount this word now, the second to last is in a different place. So our rule now says it should be here, but it's not. We need to keep it where it was. The stress was there. We need to keep it there. So we're going to accent that because now it's a rule breaker, because now it should be estudialas according to the rules. So remember, idea is maintain the original stress. So let's look at the verb traer before we put anything on it. Traer has two strong vowels, so it has two syllables. So here's our last syllable, and here's our second to last syllable. It ends in an R, right, which is a consonant. So our stress is here on this last syllable, and it should stay there. If we want to say, I'm going to bring it, then I would add a low on in the end. But now we have to renumber. 1, 2, 3. So our stress now it ends in a vowel, okay? And our stress now should be on the second to last vowel. Should be on the second to last vowel. And that's where we wanted it before. Our stress was there before also. So this actually follows the rule. It's fine because our stress is here. Our stress should be here according to our rule. So that's a fine word. Doesn't need an accent mark. But what happens if instead I want to say, I'm going to bring it to you? So now we have, I don't like that color. Now we have traer still. Our stress still should be here on the eh. And let's add, I'm going to bring it to you. Traértelo. Now our rule says it ends in a vowel. So our stress should be on the second to last. But now the second to last is way over here. And our stress before on traer was on the last because remember it was it ends in a consonant. So and now it's a rule breaker. It should be according to the rule here on the second to last, but it's on the third to last. So we're going to mark that with an accent. Limpiando. Let's look at this one. This word ends in an O, so our stress is on our second to last syllable. So we need to decide where the second to last syllable is. So here's our last for sure. That one's easy. So then this guy, we need to decide if that's the second to last or if maybe we were supposed to break it into two syllables here. Because then that would be the second to last and here's the third to last. So in order to figure out which one of those is correct, let's sound it out and see which one sounds the best. So is it limpiando, one sound, or limpiando? Limpiando or limpiando? I like it all one sound. So I want to keep these together, and this is my second to last syllable, and here's my third. So now let's figure out which of these three syllables, lim, pian, or do, gets the most stress. Well, here's a big clue. It ends in an O, so our rule says that our second to last syllable should get the stress, and it does. Okay, so the IA is one syllable. It's a diphthongo. And we want to keep the stress there no matter what we add on. So let's say I am washing the dog, el perro. So we'll add the perro on the end. So el perro is a direct object, but instead of that, I'm going to choose to use a pronoun. So if I put limpiandolo here, now we have to renumber. Now, lo is the last, the O is the second to last, and this guy right here is the third to last. So our rule says stress should be here, but we remember that the stress was there, and we're going to keep it there. So we have to accent our stress-breaking syllable, okay? While we're accenting the stress-breaking syllable, now we have a decision if we're going to put the accent on the A, which is a strong vowel, or on the E, which is a weak vowel. Let's think of what would happen either way. If we put the accent mark on the E, then we're going to have a combination of a weak E with a strong ah, and that's actually going to break it up into 2 syllables. It's going to be an E-ah sound. We don't want to do that. We want to keep it like it was. So we are going to put our accent mark on the strong A. So the strong A will still be even stronger, and the I without an accent will still be weaker. So that weak plus strong is going to continue to form our diphthongo, which is that 1 syllable sound. Now, interestingly enough, the same thing would happen if I wanted to say estoy limpiándotelo. I'm cleaning it for you. So limpiando is we still have our diphthongo here. And even if I were to add more syllables on the end, if I were to add te and lo onto the end, now when I do my recount, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. It should be on 2, but it is on 4. So I need to put our accent there. I have to decide between the ah and the e, and I'm going to keep it on the strong ah. So either way, whether we add the te or the te lo, we have to maintain our original stress. Choosing between a weak and a strong vowel, we're almost always going to choose that strong vowel in order to keep our diphthongo.